I just felt like this was time for us to kind of get jacked up a little bit. Anybody ready to get jacked up?
Yeah.
Let's get jacked up. Go to John chapter 5. I might just pull my Bible out and get all preachy like that. John chapter 5. This is not a parable. It's not a made-up story. This actually happened.
Okay.
That's important to know because sometimes we get confused in that, I think. John chapter 5. I want you to know that the older I get, the more I see this all the time. It says, after there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool. And the word sheep right there literally means, and this is important, walking forward. It implies that you're at least moving forward. You have not, in Psalm chapter 1 it says, the last stage of being unable to reach you is when you're in the seat of the scornful. Okay. You've stopped standing, you're certainly not walking.
Okay.
And so the sheep gate, the word sheep literally means to walk forward. And there was a pool, which is called in the Hebrew, Bethesda, having 5 porches. And in these lay a great multitude of impotent people, blind, lame, paralyzed, waiting for the moving of the water. Now here's the thing. There was a legend that went around, as they do, that at a certain time of the year, the waters were starting to bubble, and whoever was first in that was sick would be healed. Now, they said that an angel would trouble the waters, but this has not been verified that this is actually, and the Bible doesn't say that this is actually what happened, but this had become the legend, the story. I don't know if it's just when they flushed in the palace. I don't know. You don't know. I mean, have you ever noticed that people get latched onto the most ridiculous things, and that's the reason it happened? I'm like, I didn't know why that happened. You just have to be standing there. It's like, I mean, sometimes it's like the coincidence is so uncanny. Like you're standing there and you got in the middle of the road, you get hit by a car. What are the odds? And so all these people are laying around this pool waiting for the waters to bubble, and they are all of the understanding that the first one in gets healed. Next page. Well, impotent means unable to take effective action, helpless or powerless. And I want you to understand that this is not a condition, but it is a state of mind.
Yes.
If you're unable to take effective action, you've decided you can do no more. Did you know that the Navy SEALs have come up with what they call the 40% rule? The 40% rule, in case you're not aware of it, is that most people will say they'll give out when they have reached 40% of their strength level. Okay. And that the Navy SEALs have learned that they can push you past the 40%, and there's 60% more to you than you even knew was there. But your mind will want to quit at 40%. And so many people have come into hard times. If you didn't have any short-term memory and you couldn't remember the times you were disappointed or the times where you came into a place where things didn't work the way you wanted to, and you kept that memory hanging back there, then you wouldn't be so easily discouraged this time, because the discouragement always comes from self-pity.
Yes.
That's the truth. I can't be discouraged unless I'm looking back at something or looking to somebody else who has it better than I have it. Right? Next page. We're going to know. See, these people were blind, they were crippled, basically they were cooked. That's the phrase they use when they're done. They're done. This is their last stage. This is their last bit of hope. And I got to give them a little bit that they got out of the house and went down to the pool. Okay. Yeah. I got to give them a few props for that, because at least they're moving forward. They're still open to some sort of answer. But they've whittled it down to where I can't do any more on my own. And unless I get into the water, this is it for me. So they had lost all hope in their life ever being different except for this one chance, the healing lottery. It was something they all believed in, or they would not be sitting there. This was a swimming pool all the other times, but when the water stirred, it became heaven. Next page. Well, Jesus comes on the scene, and here's what it describes. There was a certain man there who had had an infirmity 38 years. That's a long time. Let me tell you something. By this time, you've already embroidered pillows with its name on it. You got pictures of it on your refrigerator. It's part of your life. It's part of your way of living. It's part of your whole daily routine. You plan around whatever you got to do to deal with this infirmity. It is so entrenched in your life. I heard Gloria Copeland say one time that it's easier to get somebody healed of cancer than to get them out of a wheelchair, because the wheelchair is a constant reminder of their infirmity. Cancer, I can't see it unless I look on a CAT scan or whatever, PET scan. But this is with me every day. And sometimes it has become such a part of my life. And I've learned how to live my life around this wheelchair or whatever this infirmity is, that it's hard for me to envision life without it. And so when Jesus saw him lying there, and here's the thing I want to say about that. If he's lying there, he's not in a real big hurry to get in that water, is he?
Right.
Yeah, I just can't get in the water first. Really? Well, with that spring in your step, it's hard to imagine. He saw him lying there, and he knew he'd been that way a long time. He said to him, do you want to be made whole? What was his first response? I have nobody to put me in the pool. When the water stirs, somebody always beats me down there. That is not what he asked me. That is not the question Jesus asked. He didn't say, do you want me to be the one to help you get in the water? He said, look at me. Do you want to be made whole? And the word whole is, of course, the word sozo. It's like let's get past this infirmity. Let's get past what you've been dealing with in the natural. Let's find the way to fill the hole that is in you that you can't fix even if you could get up.
Yes. Do
you want to be made whole? Do you want to be made whole? Now, this is the word approaches us. Are y'all with me this morning? What it means, I looked this up in the Greek, and it literally means this. What Jesus is asking us, are you ready to decide to be well? I read a story one time in a magazine of a policeman. You probably heard me tell the story, but the guy was a black gentleman shot in the line of duty as a policeman and left him paralyzed. And he kept trying to go to church for a while, and he couldn't, and it was just too difficult because the wheelchair and all the logistics of getting him in and out of the house became difficult, so he began to whittle back. And he decided I'll watch it on TV when I can. He said one Sunday morning, I don't know if y'all ever had one of these. I've been on the road and in hotels, and you know, it's kind of like, I heard a comedian say one time, he said, that guy was saying, you're sitting in a hotel room and you're sitting there with a drink in your hand, and you're smoking a cigarette, and you're wearing this color shirt. And he said, all of it was true. And he said, you put your hand on that screen, you give me $1,000. He said, for a minute I thought he was talking about me, but then, he said he was sitting there watching television, and he flipped on one TV preacher, and he said, you're sitting there in that wheelchair, and you've given up on the chance that you can walk again. So I flipped to the next side, and another guy saying, you're sitting there in that wheelchair. He said after the third time of somebody talking directly to him, he figured God was trying to get his attention that morning. And so he said for an hour, he tried to sit up in his seat and stand up on his feet, and he fell down. After an hour, he finally said he stood for like a count. And then he fell down. He said, if I can stand for one count, I can stand for two. He said, the rest of the day, he tried to stand. He said, by the end of the day, he was pulling himself around the wall. And as this article was being printed, it showed him running in a marathon. See, sometimes you've got to make up your mind that this is not my life. This is not the end condition. For with God, all things are possible. Well, then we got to stretch that and begin to believe again. But you got to risk being disappointed. You got to risk it being difficult. You got to risk the place to where, you know, this may cost me something. How bad do we want to have what God has for us? Okay. Are you ready to decide to be well? Are you ready to decide, I'm not going to let discouragement or depression rule my life anymore? I'm ready. But Charley, it's an illness. I got it. I know. I've been there. I know it's an illness. It's a physiological illness where your brain chemicals get messed up. Okay, is that my lot in life? No. Or do I decide, okay, then I don't want to live this way? What does it take to get out of this? Because I've been promised that he said that he's come to give me life and that more abundantly, that I've been healed, spirit, soul, and body. And I've got to stand on this and see it happen. Well, why did it just happen? I don't know. I don't know. But I know what's available. I know what's possible. And if I sit there and stare at it and go after it, who knows what might happen. Amen? Yeah. Next page. See, if you respond to instruction, encouragement, or correction with excuses or past history, defending why you have failed, you will never, ever prosper because you're closed to new ideas. Remember, a fool despises instruction. I got a rule right now. If somebody comes to me and wants help, I'm there for you all day until you start hitting back what I'm saying like a tennis ball. Then I'm done. Because as long as you give me an excuse to why you tried it and it didn't work, I don't care if you tried it and it didn't work at all. I'm saying do what I say or quit wasting my time. Is that bad? Sorry, I'm too old to care. I'm sorry, but that's how it's been for 34 years now. I used to want to do it for you. I used to get in there, dig in there, and look it up for you, and print it out, and look up all the Greek words and show you. And when I realized that you didn't really want to get better, you just want to whine about it, then I'm done.
Yeah.
But if you want to get better, I'll help you lead around the room. We'll do whatever it takes, but you got to do what you're told. You got to do the next step. I don't care if you've done it 50 times and failed, we're going to do it 51. Amen? Next page. See, our experience always fights new revelation. Bill, you better write that down. Take a picture of something. Your experience fights new revelation. Because you think you know everything.
Right.
So do I. I think I know everything.
Come on.
Just ask me.
Yeah.
I know it all. But I don't know it all. There are things I've never seen. Eyes seen it. Eyes not seen or ear heard, and there are no hearts of man. Well, God is prepared for those who love Him. But if I'm always reflecting back and looking back and measuring today with yesterday, then all I've got is what yesterday brought me.
Yeah.
When I played football as a high school senior, Brian, you remember this, they wouldn't give us water because they thought it was bad. They were trying to kill us. Oh my God, we were so. I told my son this, he didn't believe me until he played football. I got so thirsty I'd suck it out of my shirt. He said, Dad, until he played football and he was sucking it out of his shirt. Well, things, but we get smarter. They used to use leeches and bloodletting too. We're not doing that much anymore. We still do leeches. So, did you know that?
Yes.
At the Cain house, not anywhere else. We just have a back room and some metal tools. We cannot receive something new until we have let go of something old. I'm going to say that again. We cannot receive something new until we have let go of something old. Jesus wasn't concerned about the pool being stirred. He wanted the man to get stirred.
Yes.
Quit looking at the pool. Quit looking at your circumstances and what everybody else has told you will fix you. Look at me. I will fix you. Next page. Here's the deal. Have you pushed all your chips into the center hoping for some big break? A promotion, a relationship, winning the lottery, somebody recognize you, finally find true love or freedom or just happiness, but it just has never paid off? What if this thing you long for doesn't possess the ability to make you whole in the first place?
Right.
But you keep watching it, waiting for the waters to stir. The question isn't, do you want this thing, but do you want to be made whole? Are you willing to accept a new definition of whole? A new answer to this question. Until you're willing to let go of your dream, you will never get to experience His dream for you. Because you may think you've got it all figured out, and here's the deal. If you paint yourself in that corner over there, that's where you're going to stay. Because you think you know what God wants you to do, but we don't. We just know what He told us to do last.
That's right.
And it's like if you map out Elijah's trek, go to Ahab and threaten him.
Right.
That's his first job.
Yep.
How'd you like that? Well, go to Pennsylvania Avenue and knock on the door and ask President Trump to come out and tell him it ain't gonna rain till you say so.
Right.
And when you get out of San Quentin, next assignment, go sit by the brook. Go see a widow woman. Woo! I can't connect the dots. Can you connect the dots where you've been and make it make sense? No, but God does. He knows exactly. Because here's the deal. Listen to me. Everybody look at He's hiding you. It's not supposed to make sense. See, what you realize is that He is messing on the devil's head. And Satan can't figure it out either. And he's hiding you until he gets you right where he wants you. And then he's going to unveil you. Come on, man. And you don't need anything else. All you got to know is when I get there, I'm there, and I know I'm there. Somebody say amen. Yes, well, to get there, sometimes you got to let go of your dream. One time, David remember this vividly. Because I prayed for, I got in the Word of Faith real strong, and I wanted a van. The stronger van. That's right. The one that kept catching on fire and blowing tires. But I had to have the stronger van. It was red and white, so it had to be God, right? And so we went and bought the stronger van so we could all travel together. All three of my kids could sit in the back and watch whatever movie they wanted, because that's really all that matters. And so the stronger van kept blowing tires, and David called me called me to the side and said, I don't want to tell you this thing hurts your feelings, but when you go down the road, it looks like your back end's on one side and your front end's on the other. You know how I got that van? Because I prayed for that van. I prayed for that van specifically. I painted myself in a corner. I said, I want this kind of van. I want this make and model. I want all this stuff in it. And when it showed up, there it was. And there was a brand new one over there. God's going, hey, will you shut up? Okay, there you go. Right. How did Israel get solved? They asked for it.
Yeah, be careful what you ask.
Right?
Yeah.
If we ever understood the power of prayer, right? That's why when James and John wanted to call down fire, Jesus said, shh. You don't know what you're doing. Fling that out like an AK-47 and open fire. Next page. What Jesus told him, he said, rise, take up your bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole and took up his bed and walked. Isn't that interesting that it came in that order? He didn't rise up and he was made whole. He was made whole and he rose up. Evidently, he believed Jesus. See, I want you to know that right now, in the middle of your infirmity, in the middle of the trouble you're in the middle of the place that you find yourself, God's going to meet you right there if you'll just believe Him. Turn your heart away from the stirring water and turn your heart away from back to Him and into the place where the origin of your faith starts.
There you go.
Not from what somebody's told you or what some blip on the radar, but go back to the first place. Next page. The instant the impotent man let go of his fixed idea about his condition, he let go of his impotence. The only thing limiting you is your limited expectation and low opinion of yourself. I'm going to say that again. The only thing limiting you is your limited expectation and low opinion of yourself. Why do you do that? Why does anybody in this room look at somebody at school, in your family, or at work and say, wow, you know, I wish I could be them? They want to be you. You don't realize who you are. Stand up and realize I'm the only me that will ever exist. I don't have to get anybody's permission to live or to succeed. And if they don't like it, they can butt a stump. But I'm not here to get along at school and get in the popular crowd. You be the popular crowd. You are the popular crowd. Madison went to school in the 7th grade and sat down with all the girls that begged her to come to school. And they wouldn't talk to her. So she moved down to the other end and started talking to some other girls. Next thing you know, she was the popular type. Be the one that sets the bar. Don't march to somebody else's drum. Bang your own. Next page. Am I with me? Yeah. Philippians 3:10. What are we after? Paul wrote and he said, I've been everything you can name in my field. Paul was slated to be the next high priest over Israel, being groomed since he was born. And he left it all on the road to Damascus. Because he saw what he'd been looking for his whole life. What are you looking for? Until you're looking for him, you're not looking in the right place. Let me say that again. Because I'm going to tell you something. Every goal I had as a musician and as a person, I mean, I've done pretty much everything I want to do. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it's still me and Jesus on the back porch. It's like, because it doesn't matter how many people chant your name or how many people think you're great or buy your records or see you on TV or come to your church. It doesn't matter. Because, you know what, I've seen them come and I've seen them go. I've seen them, you know, it's like, if this is where I'm getting my energy and my purpose and my sense of self, then it just flies out the window. Somewhere in here, you got to say that I may know him. Yes. If I know him, you can't touch that.
Come on. Right. Yes.
You know, funny thing, when Adam knew his wife, she got pregnant.
Okay.
See, if you know him, something gets deposited.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good.
Intimacy produces vision.
Right.
You're out of vision, you're dry, don't know what to do, you're not spending time with him.
You're right.
Now, I'm not saying, like we talked about Wednesday night, I'm not talking about saying, okay, I'm going to read a proverb a day and I'm going to go through and check off my religious list. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
Jesus stood up in front of him one day and says, what do you say about me? What's coming out of your mind? He said, you're the Christ. Peter did. Jesus had never identified himself as the Christ. Never. And Jesus looked at Peter and said, my daddy gave you that. You didn't get that from me. You got that through the Spirit. You got that revealed to you.
Right. That's good.
Well, the revelation is where we have intimacy with Jesus. I'm going to say that one more time. It's through revelation where you're intimate, not just staying. It's kind of like this. Some of you stalkers, you think the girl likes you just because you hang out with her all the time. She don't know nothing about you, buddy.
Okay.
You can be Facebook or picture. I had one guy come in one day and said, I think God spoke to me and told me this girl that I'm stalking is supposed to be my wife. I said, great. When he tells her, let me know.
Right.
Yeah, that's where stories on Nightline and Dateline come from. Next page. Almost done. Hang with me. Proverbs 16:9. Where are you right now? Well, okay, let's just say you're the guy that's sitting by the pool. And all hell's broken loose and you can't find a watch or a window to throw it out of. What do? We got to make a step. We got to make a turn. We got to do something. We got to tie it off and stop the bleeding. We got to praise God for where we're at. Thank Him for what you're in. Find something to be thankful about. Because Thanksgiving enters you into His presence. Once you're in His presence, now you can be intimate with Him and He can impart vision to you. When you see vision, now you've got revelation knowledge. You see things you didn't see before. Now you've got hope, because hope deferred makes the heart sick. But when you've got hope, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Now we're starting the thing going. It all starts back here, as simple as it is. In Proverbs 69 said, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. A man's heart plans his way. So if you don't get a plan, since David's here, I'll tell the story all the time, but we were going to just do a live recording. And we went to see a guy that was so worn out he couldn't even write out the entire name of something on a piece of paper. I thought, well, he's a go-getter. So then we found this place up in Mozart, Tennessee, somewhere where the power lines ran out. He had a truck, and we thought, we'll just do a live recording. Shoot, why don't we just do a live video? Shoot, why don't we just freaking call the president? Why not? I had a friend of mine over here that worked at WHNT, and he wanted to do one song video, which turned into a 4-hour shoot. Shouldn't have called me. That's his fault, Eddie. And so all of a sudden this thing falls together, and you know what? It's gone everywhere. Somebody was selling it on Amazon from California. And I'm like, well, we didn't have that in mind, but God just said, here, watch what I can do, and I'm just going to take all this and just shoot it out here, and one day you'll see the end from the beginning. But we had to have a plan. We didn't have any money, so we wanted a backdrop. So his mom got us some material sewed together, and I'm in here painting the backdrop, and then we didn't have any money for advertising. Well, guess what? Next door, the Decatur Data was shooting a thing. They walked in the door and said, hey, what are y'all doing? We're putting on a live video at Calvary Assembly. They shot that picture, that color backdrop. It was on the front page of the paper. We couldn't even tell anybody we're coming. The curtain was down. David was back there, and I'm up front. Pastor George gets after, and he goes, well, let's just praise the Lord. And it sounded like 2 people in the balcony. I'm like, great, this is just going to blow. The curtain came up, there were 2,000 people there. We had a plan. You got to get a plan. Call an advisor. Ask somebody, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be when you grow up? If you're not seeing the top, you're not over the hill. If you're not under the 6 feet of dirt, you're not done. What did God put you here to do? Quit sitting by the water waiting for something to change, and get up and make a change. Make it happen yourself. Jesus is calling you. Don't sit there and wait for that to happen. Quit waiting to win the lottery. Be the lottery.
Okay.
Next page. Number 1, get a plan. Number 2, take a step. Number 3, repeat.
Right.
It works for shampoo.
Right.
It seems so simple, I realize, because you know what? I talked to people and they started taking pills for a condition. When they went back to the doctor said, well, have you done what I told you? No, just give me more pills. No, the pills are not we're not to put you on pills the rest of your life. The pills get you over the rough spot. We're going to take a step. We're going to get a plan. Take a step. Repeat. Take a plan. Make a plan. Take a step. Repeat. We're going to get you out of this place to where you're dependent upon something other than Jesus. Next page.
Right.
Y'all still with me?
Yes.
Almost done. 2 Timothy 1, 6 and 7. Therefore I remind who? You. Say it out loud like you mean it. You. Oh, this one gets stirred up. Good. You're the stirrer.
Okay.
God has given thee the boat paddle. I was down in Baton Rouge one time at a ministers' conference, and they had Chef Bobo, Cajun chef. Larry Stockton said, we get more success out of Chef Bobo than any kind of counseling program we can ever have. And after eating that crawfish etouffee, I feel you. I didn't want to do anything wrong after that. But I went down to see Chef Bobo, and he was stirring it with a boat paddle. With 1,500 big old fat preachers in there, you know. And God is saying to you, you're waiting for me to do something. You're still waiting. We're all saying we're walking by faith, but are we walking by faith, or are we just sitting there waiting?
Okay.
We're waiting for the prosperity bus to come by. Okay, then how much do you have at risk?
Okay.
How much have you let go of to plant, to sow? See, if I can't get you to tithe, I'm not going to get you rich. I'm going to say that again because I hurt people's feelings. If I can't get you to tithe, you'll never be rich. Never. Harlan Sanders, you know, KFC, he started tithing before he got saved. Because he knew the principle worked. At one point, he was giving 90% of what he made and saving 10. And he could not count all the money. Wow. Well, I don't think all that money, you know, money's the root of money's not the root of nothing. Money's the root of old shirts. It's made out of cotton. It ain't got nothing to it. It's the love of it. And I found, this is what I found. The people who I have found that are blessed don't love their money. The people who I found that are locked into poverty love their money. They're stingy, they're fearful, they don't ever let go of it, they don't tithe, they don't give, they don't sow. Let's get quiet because I'm talking about money.
Okay. Come on.
Let's talk about cheeseburgers. Let's get you fired up. Therefore, I remind you to stir up the gift. You know what the gift is, the word in the Greek? It means charisma. It's the gifts of the Spirit.
All right.
Question. Well, I'll get there. For God's not giving you a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Next question. Next page. When is the last time you prayed in tongues? I'm not talking about, you know, that little gibberish you do when you're driving in the road, or we've called to pray and you don't really want to think about it. You just spit it out. I'm talking about the on purpose, open up the valve and let the Spirit of God use your mouth to pray. When's the last time you did that? Have you, on purpose, seriously did it? You know it was given to us not as some sort of religious show, but it is a tool in our bag that we must use to be spiritually healthy.
Yes.
How can we? It's almost like, there's a movie called Flight of the Phoenix, Jimmy Stewart, and he's really he's a heartache. The whole movie. These guys, plane crash in the desert. You ever seen the movie?
Yes, great movie.
Okay, not the remake. It's terrible. The original movie. Okay, so they plane crash, and basically there's a German engineer there, and he is Heinrich something, and he decides he's going to move an entire wing over and make a brand new airplane. So the whole movie's about them surviving. It's a true story. Okay? Well, but to get the thing started, they have these like 7 shotgun shells. Okay? And it's called a Kaufman starter. And what they do is they fire that shell and it cranks the blade, and then if it catches, they start the plane, right? Well, Jimmy's gone through 4 of them and nothing's happened. And so he says, I'm going to fire one of them with an ignition off just to clean out the cylinder. That means they've only got 2 left. And the German guy's having a duck fit.
Right. Yeah.
But what did he do? He fired that shell and blew the soot. Come on. Yeah. Blew the soot out of the pipes. Now the gas and the air can mix, and the thing fired up and flew. And sometimes you need to blow the soot out.
Right.
Quit thinking. Your mind's all clogged up with crap. Pray in tongues. Pray in the Spirit. Blow that junk out of your head. Clear open the pipe so the Holy Spirit can speak to you. not giving you a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. I believe power, love, and a sound mind on the tail end of that charisma.
Okay.
Stir up the gifts. Stir up the gifts. When's the last time you prophesied over yourself?
Okay.
I'm talking for real. I'm talking about you start saying what God says about you with some oomph behind it, like you mean it.
Right.
Well, what if somebody heard me? Well, then I think I found your problem. When's the last time you prophesied to anybody else? Over anybody else? Evidently, these actions stir up the gifts.
Okay.
If you want to stir up the gifts, you don't need to go to a conference. You need to get in your closet and have intimacy with God and blow your pipes out.
Amen.
Evidently, these actions eliminate fear, remind you of His love, power, and give you a sound mind. You don't need a sound mind? Quit trying to think yourself into it. That's like saying, I'm in a hole, I got to dig myself out. Am I right? My mind's so chaotically confused in here. I'll do what I'll do. I'll think some more. Next page. All it takes is one pebble to start a tidal wave. One new idea, one new belief about an old situation. The answer is there. It always has been. It's Jesus. He's ready to lead you there. All your infirmities will disappear. If you're still alive, if Jesus has not yet returned, your full potential has not yet been realized. The only question is, do you believe it?
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Next page. Stand with me. We'll go to our confession. We'll look to the author and the finisher of our faith. He's begun a good work in us. He's going to complete it.
Yes,
Right?
He's faithful.
Yes, yes.
I want you to pray with me right now. I believe this is for somebody in this room. I believe it's for everybody. And some people say, if it's just for one, I don't like to do it just for one. I like to do it for everybody.
All right.
So if you're on the fence about it being you, it's for you. Give me some good professional music there, Caleb. We're going to say this out loud like we mean it. But first, let me pray over you. Father, in the name of Jesus, I prophesy with this group of people that right here are witty inventions. Right here are multi-million-dollar talents, gifts, and opportunities. But we're not going to settle to ride this thing out comfortably, but we're here to make a difference. I'm here to make a difference. I want my life to matter. I want to be at my full potential, not just what I've learned to live with. Father, if I've been sitting there staring at the water waiting for it to bubble, I praise you that this is the day that you snatch me up out of that condition and let me get my eyes fixed back on you. Let me spend time in your presence. Lord, let me pray in the Spirit. Let me prophesy. Let me stir up the gifts that are in me, because inside those gifts are the portals where you will give me these ideas, this vision that I've never seen before. I pray right now for healing in our bodies. But Lord, let us not focus on the physical. We're not here to just get physically fit. We're here to be whole. Make us whole. Make us whole. How many of you want this to be a turning point today? Well, let's turn to our screen and say this together loud as you can, okay? Ready? 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 I have a purpose. I am filled with destiny. I will not wait for life to conquer me. I will conquer life through the Lord Jesus Christ, who has made me more than a conqueror. Jesus has been made unto me all wisdom, righteousness, sanctification, and redemption. My purpose and fulfillment, that which makes me whole, is found in Jesus Christ alone. My intimacy with Jesus births vision, revelation in my heart. As I delight myself in the Lord, He gives me the desire of my heart. When I pray from that desire, I am agreeing with God's purpose for my life. From my passion, I will devise a plan. The Lord will direct my steps as I endeavor to walk with the leading of the Holy Spirit. It is my job to stay stirred. I will exercise the gifts of the Spirit, encouraging others and building myself up on my most holy faith. Father, we receive this. We praise you for it. We count it as done. In Jesus' name, everybody.